tutorial for hypothesis testing. Here are the 3 examples using right-tailed, left-tailed, and two-tailed hypothesis test. Materials needed in testing hypothesis. Cycle, T-table, Z-table.
A pilot selected 14 flight attendants with a mean height of 181.5 cm, standard deviation of 4.7 cm, and 16 co-pilots with a mean height of 182.42 cm, standard deviation of 6.8 cm. Test the hypothesis that the flight attendants are shorter than the co-pilots. Use 0.025 significance level. Step 1. Formulate the null and alternative hypothesis. HO is constant, so M sub 1 is equals to M sub 2. HA, mean sub 1, is less than the mean sub 2 because of the word shorter. Step 2. Identify the level of significance alpha and the appropriate test statistic. Level of significance is 0.025. HA is directional because it is one-tailed. Then the appropriate test statistic used is t-test because the sample mean 14 and 16 are less than 30. Step 3. Determine the critical value. T alpha over 2 and DF 14 plus 16 minus 2 is equals to 28. Locate it in the T table. Step 4. Compute for T value. The given and the formula are shown. 181.5 minus 182.42 minus 0 divided by the square root of 4.7 squared divided by 14 plus 6.8 squared divided by 16 is equals to negative 0.44. Step 5. Decide whether to accept or reject the null hypothesis. Reject HO if it lies within the critical region. Accept HO if it does not lie within the critical region. Since the critical region is negative 2.05 and the computed T value is negative 0.44, so the null hypothesis is accepted. Step 6. State the conclusion. If HO is rejected, use the word there is a significant. If it is accepted, there is no significant. Therefore, there is no significant difference between the two because it is accepted. A statistics and probability subject is taught to 26 students by the conventional classroom procedure. A second group of 20 students was given the same course by means of programmed materials. At the end of the semester, the same examination was given to each group. The 26 students meeting in this classroom made an average grade of 90 with a standard deviation of 7.51, while the 20 students using programmed materials made an average of 83 with a standard deviation of 8.01. Test the hypothesis that the two methods of learning are not equal using 0.05 level of significance. Assume that the populations to be approximately normal with equal standard deviation. Step 1. Formulate the null and alternative hypothesis. HO is constant. M sub 1 minus M sub 2 is equal to 0. HA is M sub 1 minus M sub 2 not equal to 0. Used if it is two-tailed. Identify the level of significance or alpha and the appropriate test statistic. Level of significance is equals to 0.05. HA is non-directional because it is a two-tailed test. If HA is one-tailed either left or right, the HA is directional. The appropriate test statistic is t-test because the mean are 26 and 20 are less than 30. If greater than 30, use z-test. Determine the critical value. If t-test and it is a two-tailed test, use the formula alpha over 2 and df. Since the alpha is 0.05 and the df is equal to 44, obtain the value from the tables using the value of 8 over 12 for two-tailed test, located in the T table. The given are n sub 1 is equal to 26, n sub 2 is equal to 20, n sub 1 is equal to 7.51, n sub 2 is equal to 8.01, x of 1 is equal to 90, x of 2 is equal to 83, and the level of significance is 0.05. The formula for SP squared is shown in the video. 26 minus 1 times 7.51 squared plus 20 minus 1 times 8.01 squared over 26 plus 20 minus 2. So the SP squared is equals to 59.75. For the t value, the formula is shown in the video. 90 minus 83 minus 0 over the square root of 59.75 times 1 over 26 plus 1 over 20. The t value is 3.04. Reject HO if it lies within the critical region. Accept HO if it does not lie within the critical region. Since the critical region is 2.021 and the computed t value is 3.04, so the null hypothesis is rejected. If HO is accepted, use the word "there is no significant difference." Otherwise, since it is rejected, so the conclusion is there is a significant difference between the two methods of learning. A random of 50 recorded fatal accident in the Philippines, specifically in Cebu City, in the past years showed an average of non-fatal accident of 75.3 with a standard deviation of 5.7 years. Does this seem to indicate that the average non-fatal accident today is greater than the past 69 years? Use a 0.01 level of significance. Formulate the null and alternative hypothesis. HO is equals to 69 years. HA is greater than 69 years because of the word greater than in the problem. Identify the level of significance alpha and the appropriate test statistic. The level of significance is 0.01. HA is directional because it is one-tailed test. The appropriate test statistic is z-test because the random sample, 50, is greater than 30. Determine the critical region. To determine the critical region, use z greater than z alpha in the z table to find the answer. This level of significance is 0.01, located in the z table. Compute for the z value. The given are shown, and so with the formula. Z is equals to 75.3 minus 69 over 5.7 over the square root of 50. Z is equals to 0.16. Decide whether to accept or reject the null hypothesis. Accept HO since the computed value of Z does not lie within the critical region, which is less than 2.33. State the conclusion. Since the HO is accepted, so therefore the average non-fatal accident in Cebu City is equal to 69 years.